Olajide Bello, the visionary CEO behind Greach, a pioneering carpooling and mobility tech company that's redefining the daily commute in Lagos, Nigeria. With an engineering degree from Obafemi Awolowo University and a master's in management from the University of Lagos, Jide's journey is one of innovation and impact. After co-founding Crib Park, an online marketplace, and gaining invaluable experience with top Nigerian companies, Jide joined forces with 3 fellow alumni, each bringing years of tech expertise from global giants like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Together, they envisioned Greach, a solution designed to tackle the challenges of urban commuting across Africa. Greach connects verified car owners with riders heading in the same direction, making transportation more affordable, social, and sustainable. By filling empty seats and reducing peak hour traffic, Jide and his team are transforming how people move through the bustling streets of Lagos. Greach is more than just a ride. It's a movement towards a more connected, efficient, and community-driven future. Join Jide Bello and the great team as they revolutionize commuting, one ride at a time.
My name is Jide Bello. I am the co-founder and CEO of Greach. Greach is a sustainability-inspired and technology-driven mobility app, basically that uses carpooling to connect riders and car owners moving from one unique destination point to a common destination that they share. We're currently focused on Lagos, and we intend to spread to other cities across Nigeria. So basically, we're focused on urban working professionals and people groups. The idea of carpooling suggests and helps people have fewer cars on the road when you know that you have shared directions and common destination that you have amongst people. Now, Greach is a fully, verified app that bridges on technology such as biometrics and ID verification to ensure that the users on our platform are verified and present no risk at all to each other when sharing rides together. We have all those measures in place because we know that from our initial market research, that was a main concern for people to share rides in a big city like Lagos, and of course in other parts of Nigeria that we intend to move to. So we launched sometime in mid 2023 fully. We did a pilot launch, but we entered into operations fully around June, July last year. And for the initial soft launch that we had, the response was quite good, but we know that the journey is quite, bigger ahead. We're doing a pivot or a more development of the app towards the corporate organizations now, to have organizations sign up on subscription basis, which is called the Greach Private. And that allows people ride on private networks, meaning that colleagues from a particular organization can share rides to and fro work on a daily basis. That means you don't have to drive to your office every day. And of course, that is catered up to a large extent by your organization as some benefit for you as a staff, instead of having to manage a fleet of staff buses and the likes. So for the individuals on the Greach public network, we're also verified. It's just about you putting up your app and then connecting with the nearest car owner who's going towards your destination. So like I said, we've launched since mid-2023. The journey hasn't been so, as expected, but then currently we have close to about 2,000 users signed up on our app, and we've had more than 1,000 as well, rides completed. But for some point, like I said, we're focusing on organizations to have, their staff members and groups as well sign up and come on board, so that when they have a ride to and fro work or even any other destination, they can share that on the Greach app. So how do you find the Greach app? The Greach app is available on Android and iOS store. It's as easy as just downloading the app, signing up your details. We do the verification of the IDs and the likes for both car owners and the riders to make sure that we have verified users on board. And from there, you can start using the Greach app. Like I said, we're growing across all parts of Lagos. So we are acquiring and onboarding more car owners by the day, and we hope that you can come on board using the Greach ride at some point. Greach offers you the opportunity. We like to call ourselves the LinkedIn in motion, to network with fellow professionals who are heading your direction, or people who we just meet, because it's not guaranteed that you meet the same set of people over and over again every day. And we also have the scheduling feature on the app that allows you to schedule a ride ahead within a maximum of 24 hours, such that when you know that you're going somewhere in 24 hours ahead, just schedule ahead, and then the car owner that's going your direction will already have you marked, and then you have the seats occupied. It's as easy as that. Will provide cost saving for you, the rider, instead of having to go solo and then have exorbitant amount to pay for that single ride. Why not share with 2-3 other people, and then within 3 of you, that fee can be split. And whereas for the car owner as well, they have more people moved from place to place. And then, like I said earlier, the social opportunity for networking, the economic is in terms of saving the cost of what the average ride-hailing apps would charge you for that same ride. You share it among 2-3 other persons. Whereas for the car owner, who will also be saving, cost of fueling and vehicle maintenance by reason of making more from that. And then, of course, environmental. When I mentioned earlier that Greach is sustainability inspired, we believe that our cities, our environment should be kept cleaner and safer in terms of the atmosphere. So when we have fewer and less gas emissions, CO2 emissions released in the atmosphere, it's quite a huge chunk of tons that, carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere from vehicles, and that drastically affects our environment. We can tell from the various effects of climate change that is going on, which is largely due to emissions from industrial and, of course, vehicular movement. So with fewer cars on the road, when people don't necessarily have to drive to work every day, when you're sharing ride with people going your direction, and then, of course, with the future tending towards electronic vehicles and other more sustainable means of fueling vehicles, Greach comes into place, and that's much more on a longer term view. But for now, we're focusing on having fewer cars on the road, less noise on the road, and more people connecting more while paying less amount, to commute to and fro work and other places they would want to go. We like to say that we offer the comfort of a vehicle with the affordability of a public vehicle. So that's what Greach essentially does for you. So, like I mentioned earlier, it hasn't been all that easy, seeing that we're largely still very much funded by the team, and then it's still an idea that we had among the team, and we thought it's a real problem that we're going to be solving if we get this right. And so the challenges have been mainly, the breakthrough, right, to get more people buy into the ideas. A lot of people are warming up into the idea of carpooling, sharing rides with other persons, and realizing the inherent benefits in carpooling as a system till it becomes a culture more for the average Lagosian or anyone dwelling in bigger cities across Nigeria and, of course, Africa. That's the vision is on the longer run. So it's to really get people to warm up to that consciousness that it's a culture, not just because you don't have money, right, that you're going that way, but it's a culture that embraces far beyond just the economic benefits, but more on the environmental angle, getting people to see the need to be more sustainability conscious by using means like this, the sharing economy largely, that would help you beyond the economics, like I did mention earlier. And then, of course, like a new business that is playing in a space that is largely operated by bigger players. For us as a team, in terms of getting the publicity and advertising, and of course, it took quite a huge chunk when we did our initial launch. But then, of course, we're doing, other not so scalable means of advertising the business. So far, so good. It's been quite a journey, right? It's been quite challenging in those regards, not just funding, but again, getting the idea and the culture of carpooling more warmed up to people. So yeah, those are the two key main challenges. And of course, like I said, now that we have having corporate organizations on board, we have about 10 of them already, large and medium corporates, who are warmed up to the idea of having staff make use of Greach to use our private network to have collaborative rides to and fro work or any other place they might wish to. So that would help solve that. We believe that once the corporate organizations and a lot of people on that side from the business to business angle for us now, embrace the carpooling as a culture. It becomes more a mainstream idea that everybody wants up to and gets to enjoy the benefit of. So far for us, like I said, I mean, it's still just barely less than a year or about. Our main success story that I would say so far is having people that, even though we know them, say that, okay, this is something that can actually, go bigger than we actually anticipated. The comfort of you saying, I don't have to drive to work 5 days a week, when I know that someone that I just discovered 2-3 streets away would walk through this, drive through this path, and then I connect with them with the ease of, it's just 2 other streets away from my workplace as well. It's the mapping, the technology that has, brought ease into the day-to-day living. We know how crazy and terrible it is for people to experience commuting, especially at peak hours in the morning, for people, especially in big city like Lagos. So the ease of having to connect with someone going your direction, and things like, of course, car owners also saying, I actually made some money, to defray the now ridiculously high cost of fueling my vehicle. Those things are still on the one-to-one basis of testimonials that we're getting and some feedback from users so far, that is giving us this sign of hope that, okay, we are really onto something and we're solving a real problem here. And then so for us as a team, myself and my 3 other co-founders, the initial idea, of course, being people who have lived in Lagos, faced the regular commuting challenges, going to work, coming back from work, and then, of course, the different challenges of people saying different stories of, they have this sister or even work colleagues of one of us who got mugged in public buses, whereas they could have just been in the comfort of, a carpooled, ride like Greach, in the safety of people who they know that they are verified, and there is also a way of alerting if there's to be any issue. So solving problems of, insecurity, the safety, and then, of course, easing the cost of commuting, paying exorbitant amount, and then having people network. Those are the things that give us pride, and we know that as we scale it higher, the impact will be larger across the society, especially maybe more on a larger public appreciation of the reduction of vehicular traffic, and then, of course, lower carbon emission in the atmosphere.
Jide, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi, Thelma. It's a pleasure to be here too.
Great. So I see we have Greach here. So can you briefly just tell me how Greach operates and its impact on the society?
All right. Thank you very much. So Greach is a sustainability-inspired and technology-driven carpooling platform that connects riders with car owners who are headed the same direction. So we have both users verified, and it's only one single app that is created for this. So you can be a rider today, and tomorrow you might decide to be a driver and have your car, want to drive. Tomorrow you don't feel like driving, but the guarantee is that you have someone around you within 5-10 kilometer radius who connects with you that is going the direction you're going. So the aim is to have people spend less cost on their mobility to and from work, which is on a daily basis for most people. And then, of course, car owners, defray some of the cost of maintaining the vehicles or the cost of fueling. So we verified both users to remove all the concerns of safety, and of course we do some checks with technology-enabled solutions we have on the app, ID verification, biometrics, and then, of course, your basic details that helps cater for that. So using Greach as a service is quite tailored toward helping people save costs, like I mentioned earlier, and, of course, helping people connect. The aim from the social angle, having people in the comfort and safety of a ride that they can meet other professionals who, common interests, people in the same industries or even beyond that. And then, of course, environmental impact, which is largely what we see as the bigger picture for Greach. The name Greach, funny enough, comes from, we came about it by, coining the words, a green way to reach your destination. So the green being focused on sustainability. So our bigger picture is to have an impact on the society in terms of environmental sustainability. You have a clearer atmosphere, lower gas emission, CO2 emissions in the atmosphere. And then, of course, lesser traffic jam. If you don't have everybody driving to Lagos to work every day, just imagine what a big city like Lagos would be like. Absolutely. So say 1 in 2 in 3 vehicles or 2 in 4 vehicles off the road, lighter traffic, lesser emissions, lesser noise. So that's basically the 3 around that area where solution we're offering and providing as a service. That's what Greach is really all about, essentially.
Beautiful. So how does Greach operate? I presume you have an app where
Yeah.
customers can
Oh,
look
sure.
for, right?
Yeah, sure. So Greach simply, it's available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can just download it either as a car owner or as a rider. So, like I said, it's just one single app that both user types can use. So you just sign up with your basic details, vehicle details, or personal details, your ID, work email to help verify that truly you're a working professional. And then, of course, so it's as easy as using every other ride-hailing app. You just sign up, your details, you get the verification notification in a few minutes. And then, of course, you're ready to go. Just pointing your location and then, of course, your destination. And then, of course, within a short while, you get connected with whoever is going in your direction. We also have this scheduling feature that allows you to schedule rides as much as 24 hours ahead. So in case you're going somewhere later, early tomorrow morning, you can just get on your app and put in, okay, this is the time I planned leaving home within a 30-minute frame. And then, of course, someone who's also going your destination within that 30-minute frame would connect, okay, I'm available for a ride. This is a pickup location closest to you. And then we meet up there. So, yeah. So basically, it's as easy as any app can come. No complications. Just getting to sign up and then, of course, come on board and, get to start using the Greach app to commute. That's it.
Beautiful. So I'm going to touch a bit on inclusivity. How do you manage people who do not have access to smartphones? Are there any options for them?
Okay, so for smartphones, it's strictly a smartphone thing for now, basically. Inclusivity in terms of, so that's essentially what the technology does. It just have an Android or an iOS or a phone that is compatible with the most updated version of the app. And that's how you can maximally enjoy the benefits of that in terms of, scheduling, like I said, and any other add-on features that we'll put from time to time, which we intend to add as a feature. So it's strictly just for people with smartphones. And so we, of course, as much as possible as a business, we want to have as many people on board as possible. So we'll look into every area that might be, a higher barrier of entry for every other person, any other, facet up besides technology to get sure. But for now, it's the target is working for professionals mostly, or people groups, people who are basically adults 18 and above, and then of course, female, anyone that just wants to get a ride with a group of people they feel safe with. Of course, it could be your private network or the public network. All user types are verified on our app, and then of course we ensure that the ride will be safe and smooth to go.
Awesome. So now I understand that for MSMEs, funding, it's a really crucial factor. So how have you been able to navigate this space?
All right. Thank you very much for that question. So myself and 3 other co-founders of mine have largely, even before the launch, we did a lot of background work and ideation, having engineers on board. Of course, we have a CTO, but I had to work with a team of engineers for software development and all that. So all these things definitely cost money. Yeah. So it's been largely funded by the team currently. And then, of course, also at some point we had to do some, private notification of people within our circles, family and friends who are interested in investing. And then, so I would say more than 60% has been largely funded by the team of co-founders for us so far. And then the remaining 40% expended so far has come from family and friends who early stage investors who have some measure of stake in the business in hopes that things get bigger, the stakes are, protected and they have bigger returns. And we're still in the process and in talks with potential investors and VCs and accelerator programs that have been engaging in that. We definitely know that we require such support to scale things higher. Yeah.
How is the look of things with angel investors?
Yeah, still in talks with some. Like I said, some have said, okay, it's still a bit early to invest. Maybe more traction will give them more confidence. But then we have, some validations from the point of getting to maybe semi-final stages of some competitions and all that. And then we got admitted into a program called NVIDIA Inception. It's NVIDIA. Thank you very much. And so we are part of the startups that they're supporting, mostly from the technical side, and then of course giving us some sizable amount of cloud service support. And then of course at some point when we get to the point where on the medium term of integrating bigger sized AI features into our app, we would need some of NVIDIA's support in terms of using their GPUs and all those SDKs and all the services that they offer to startups. So that gives us some sort of confidence that, that and a few others, we might not have signed the bigger checks yet, but we know we're definitely getting close to that point.
Right. So would you say that Greach is very profitable at the moment?
Oh, surely not. We're still, like I said, very early stage. We've not broken even. Expenses still largely, so far, mostly on some publicity we've done, some marketing. Of course, we're quite lean on largely everything we're doing at the moment. Of course, the team, like I said, still quite a small team as well, less than 6 of us, apart from the co-founders. But we're not yet at the level of profitability. We're doing fewer numbers, which we know we can do much more. Like I did mention earlier, the other time I was introducing the business, that we have just close to 2,000, between 1,800 and 2,000, users signed up so far. And for us, we know that we can do far much better than that, but we believe that it is still these fewer numbers of users that we will have to satisfy to convince the larger public and the bigger target market that this is actually the way to go in terms of mobility and commuting in bigger cities in Lagos and of course other parts of the country.
All right. So any plans to scale the business?
Oh, sure. So like I said, we're still very much largely in Lagos at the point. Plan is to move to as many as 6, 7 cities, the bigger cities across Nigeria, Abuja, Port Harcourt, where you have, a large workforce and staff strength across cities. So we believe that when you have people share rides, largely traffic will be drastically reduced. Environmentally, lesser carbon emission. And of course, people would, it's some sort of a shared economy thing for, users to have, riders to have to pay less for commuting, and of course car owners to make some money to defray the cost of vehicle maintenance.
Awesome. Now, speaking of expenses, what has been your largest expense so far?
I would say it's still more on hiring, staffing, basically.
Okay.
And because like I said, we do not own vehicles at the moment. That's not part of our model. We have people, use their vehicles on the platform. So and then also technology, of course.
Yes, I want
technology,
technology
because it's a purely technically driven. So a lot of other services that we pay to from time to time, and then adverts and marketing, which we've done, but we wish we could do much more, but we're still quite untied at this moment. So that's why we're emphasizing and pushing more on having more satisfied users who would help spread the word also, better and faster. And we'll be able to do much more scalable marketing and advertising methods as time goes on.
Awesome. And this is a great opportunity to sell your company as well.
You're right.
It's a really good pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so
Thelma.
much for talking to us about Greach.
Thank you.
And I really do hope that you will be able to scale your business.
Thank you.
And also adopt other strategies for expansion as well. Are you open to any financial opportunities for your business aside angel investing?
Oh, sure. We're open to talking. We can be reached. Our website is greach.co, and any of the other, affiliated email addresses on the website can be contacted for further discussion. We're in talks. We are open to more talks, and the aim is to get Greach, to grow as big as, being the top number 1 carpooling choice all across African cities the next 5 to 10 years. The vision is big. We know it's quite a lot of work that is involved, and it's just beyond money. It requires a lot of things. So the team is very much, up to the task. My co-founders, largely people who are working in, who've worked experiences in big tech companies, global companies. So, and then we know what this requires, and we're ready to, we're in for the long haul.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Judy, for your time.
Thank you so much, Thelma.